This is going to be a contest entry for my good friend Rick Strickler, who is celebrating 100 subs. He's been in the vinyl community making videos for 4 months, and already he's at 100 subs. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how long it took me to get 100 subs? About 8 or 9 months, maybe. So Rich, you're doing something right. And I'll tell you what you're doing right is you are a no-nonsense video maker. You get right into it. You don't mess around. You know, you don't try to dress your videos up, make them fancy. You get down. It's all about the music with Rich. He knows so much about music, and he's got a great collection. And one of the things that I really love is he's a Beatles fan also. And his favorite album is actually Rubber Soul, which that's not the first album that comes to mind when I think of my favorite Beatle albums. But then to hear Rich talk about it and how much passion he has for the music and how well he sells that record. And I'm like, yeah, Rubber Soul might be my favorite too. But that's what I love about Rich is he is so passionate. He's got such conviction when he's talking about the music. He does top 10 lists. He shows records in his collection. He's always jumping on other people's contests. He is a great asset to the vinyl community. And if you haven't subbed his channel yet, please make sure you check it out. I will leave the link below. But anyway, his contest is show 12 Desert Island discs, no greatest hits, no soundtracks, no live albums, just 12 albums from, I think it was 1964 to 1989, early 60s, somewhere in there. So I have picked out my 12. They're not going to necessarily be in chronological order, but one has to be Rolling Stones and another has to be a Beatles fan, which easy for me. So I'll start with the Rolling Stones. I am going to go with Let It Bleed, my favorite Rolling Stones album of all time. You got Let It Bleed, You Can't Always Get What You Want, Monkey Man. I love Country Honk. It's a country take on honky tonk women. You know, Midnight Rambler is great. The title track, Let It Bleed, is fantastic. Love that one. My favorite Beatles album, gonna be the White Album. I mean, it just is. This has always been my favorite Beatle album. I think it is so eclectic, so diverse. I think the Beatles play well on it. The songwriting is fantastic. You know, they're almost splitting up. They're on the verge of it, and yet you get to see all four sides of their personalities. And, you know, nothing better for me than even the throwaway tracks on the White Album I find are very entertaining. Got to bring some Pink Floyd along, so I'm going to take Wish You Were Here. Always love this album. I love Shine On You Crazy Diamond. I love the way that it bookends the album. And then I love the audio verite moments on side 2, especially that moment where Have a Cigar transitions into Wish You Were Here with the clever radio dial trying to tune into a station, and then you get the opening guitar lick of Wish You Were Here. Just great. Welcome to the Machine is really it's a keyboard. There's no, I mean, other than the acoustic guitar strumming, there's no fancy guitar solo. There's no, you know, flash and, you know, showmanship on there. It is a straightforward synthesized keyboard rock track, and I think that works really well. One of my favorite Pink Floyd moments. Got to get some Led Zeppelin. This is my first love. Fell in love with this album when I was in college, and it's been my favorite Led Zeppelin album ever since. Although I know I did a Led Zeppelin ranking album, so don't quote me that for sure this is my favorite, but today it is. And I'm taking it to the desert island with me. Love everything about that album. Got to take some Elton John. My favorite Elton John album is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I mean, any album whose first side has Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, Candle in the Wind, and Benny and the Jets. I mean, how can you go wrong? This is one of the best albums of the 70s. Definitely the best double album of the 1970s. And I like The Who, and I think it's better than Quadrophenia. So there. All right, you know I got to take some Beach Boys with me, and you're thinking, oh yeah, Pet Sounds, sure. Well, no, I'm not going with Pet Sounds. I'm not even going with Friends, which I like a lot too. I am going to go with what I feel is one of their most underrated albums of the 1960s. Half of this album could have fit easily onto the Pet Sounds album. This was recorded the year before. I'm talking about the Beach Boys Today! Exclamation point. Side 2 on here, you got Please Let Me Wonder, I'm So Young, Kiss Me Baby, She Knows Me Too Well, The Back of My Mind, great Dennis vocal. And on side 1, When I Grow Up to Be a Man, Help Me Rhonda, Dance, Dance, Dance. I even like, Good to My Baby. Whatever, I'm not going to sing, but I just did. So, got to have that one on there. Bouncing now to the 70s, ELO, love me some ELO. Got to take New World Record with me. This is my favorite ELO moment. You got Telephone Line on here, Mission, A World Record, Living Thing, Do Ya. Every song on here could have been a single. It really could have. You listen to this album, you're like, damn, this is an embarrassment of riches. How could Jeff Lynne write that many awesome tunes, memorable tunes? They stick in your head. You listen to them one time, you're already humming the melody. This is awesome. I almost picked their next album out of the blue, but, you know, I don't want to get too heavy on the double album, so I'm picking a New World Record. Going back to the 60s now for some Doors. This was a return to form after the jazz pop of Soft Parade, and it is a dirty, gritty blues album like the Doors had never recorded before. They'd done Backdoor Man on the first Doors album, but they never sounded like this. This is hardcore Roadhouse Blues, You Make Me Real. I love that Peace Frog Blue Sunday medley. Then on side 2, you got Land Ho, which is great. Queen of the Highway, which is a great road song. Maggie McGill, another dirty blues rocker. This is a great album. It's just really a shame that, you know, by the following year, Jim Morrison be gone. But still, I'm glad we have that to remember him by. I'm going to go with, also from the 70s. Actually, I'm sorry, Morrison Hotel was 1970. Going to go to this one, 1977. For some Rumors. It doesn't get any better than this for Fleetwood Mac. And you had so many. I mean, if you even had one of these songwriters on your team, you would have made a great, iconic album. But you got Christine McVie, you got Lindsey Buckingham, you got Stevie Nicks, and they're all just churning out their best work on here. There was tension in the band, you know, some inner band relationships that had gone south, and they are wearing their heart on their sleeve. And damn, this is some of the best music of the 70s. Had to include that one, absolutely. Also from the 70s, 1971, Who's Next? My favorite Who album. You know, again, you've got the rock anthems, some of the greatest rock anthems of all time, Baba O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled Again. And then for good measure, you have Behind Blue Eyes, Getting in Tune, Bargain, Song is Over. This was supposed to be a double album. I'm not going to tell the story here, but I think it works so well as a single album. And damn, this is a great album. And then 2 from the 80s, I am going to go, and I know, don't roll your eyes, but Thomas Dolby again. Golden Age of Wireless. Thomas Dolby is a brilliant singer-songwriter. He worked with Foreigner before he struck out and started doing his solo work. But this is a great album. It's got She Blinded Me with Science, yes, but also Wind Power is on here. Radio Silence. Cloudburst at Shingle Street. Just some amazing, amazing. One of Our Submarines is not on here. Unfortunately, it's on the U.S. album, but this is actually the British version. This is the repress from 2018, 2019. I don't remember what year this is from. It's on splatter vinyl, which I'm not going to show because I'm trying to make this video brief. You wouldn't know it. But love that album. If you love your synth pop, your early 80s new wave, be sure to check that one out. And speaking of early 80s new wave, got to go with Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. Love this. It's sort of Tears for Fears stepping out of the new wave synth pop shadow from their first album and putting out just a mature, definitely a diverse and you know, I think that this is one of the greatest albums of the 1980s. You got Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels, Shout, Mother's Talk, and even the gentle, like the Working Hour. That almost sounds like Sade or Sting when he was doing some of his early solo work. But just a great album. If you haven't checked this out yet and you kind of like what you've heard from Tears for Fears, this will convert you, I promise. So anyway, that's my 12 for Rich. Make sure you check out his channel. Hope everybody's doing well. God bless you, Rich. God bless you, VC. Take care.